Vlaakith's faithful roar out this tale, but beneath the roars, we hear whispers carrying truth and prophecy. The Prince of the Comet is not dead. The Prince of the Comet will come again. The Prince of the Comet will liberate us from Vlaakith's tyranny. Praise be to Mother Gith, Queen of the One Sky. Praise be to your son, Orpheus, the true heir, Prince of the Comet. This is more than a fable. It's an affront to the undying Queen Vlaakith. Gith's son died to Voss's blade. Orpheus is no more. It is not just improbable, it is impossible. Kithrak Voss and his red dragon slayed the fell prince. You could no more resurrect him than you could glue together the pile of ashes he became. My Vash taught that the silver bells of Vlaakith's court still ring out before every hunt in celebration of the prince's defeat. As a child, I longed to hear them for myself, and sing in praises to the deathless queen and her Githraki. Tiamat's emissary. It was he who carried word that Mother Gith had negotiated the gift of the dragons, and that Vlaakith I would preside as Queen of the Githyanki. Ifalaman remains the Queen's consort to this day, as endless as the empire he now serves. Anything more? It is done. Eager for battle. Da da da.
The pride of the gate.
enough waiting. I crave blood.
No one's stopped me yet.
Greetings. I sought to reach a Githyanki creche and be rid of these tadpoles. Now we stalk forgotten lands haunted by darkness. I'm going to find my people. If you have any sense, you will follow.
You consider your options, knowing that should Lae'zel depart alone for the crash, she could fall to the curse.
To the creche, and do try to keep up.
Hey, soldier. Sounds boring. Yes. Really? Really? Oh, fine.
In my years as the Baldur, he is made of pure hate. And lest we forget, we've a devil to rescue. 2 missions, 1 destination.
Not in a mere prison cell, certainly. My guess, Thorm will have confined him in the bowels of the tower. The deeper we dig, the closer we get.
Are you sure? The blade stands at the ready, and just when...
You know, I've been catching myself smiling more lately. I think that's your fault. All right, some company wouldn't hurt on the road, especially if there's trouble.
How can I help?
With pleasure. Lead on.
How can I help?
Alas, no. The charm Elminster granted me requires my death as the spark that will light the orb's fuse. Making myself invulnerable, immortal, or in any other fashion unkillable would render it useless. And gods only know what it might do to the orb itself. Still, I see no harm in learning what we can about this night song. And if we manage to find it, the harm will be all Ketheric's. So, well worth indulging our curiosity. Lovely day, this. For now.
I've got a long road ahead.
Elminster's not around, so might as well.
Still alive, so that's progress.
How can I help? I question the... I'll be...
This vessel is this so. Is that blood? No, never mind.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting...
This vessel is. Thou art.
Go ahead. I'm listening. We're...
You promised we'd make for the crash, yet we still linger in these odious lands. The tadpole in my skull still screams to be purified. I'm making the journey to the crash, with or without you. If you have any good sense, you will follow.
You consider your options, knowing that should Lae'zel depart alone for the crash, she could fall to the curse.
To the crash, and do try to keep up.
The necromancer was experimenting on the tadpoles. But they were already imbued with Netherese magic. So where did that magic come from?
Wish I had a bag of holding.
You're keen. Just don't get carried away. Some of those guts might be of use to us unspilled, at least for a while.
Carved into the bench's rotted surface are strange, half-faded sigils. A magic circle of some kind, thick with darkness and decay.
A ritual circle. And a complex one at that. I've seen such a construction before in the writings of the Weave Pasha Raven, though his vision was not so... tainted. The sigils are written in a curious mix of tongues. Ancient Kalashite, Netherese, something else I can't quite make out. If I'm reading it correctly, it was used in the creation of moon lanterns. It's been mostly drained, but even now contains a powerful dose of shadow weave. The discarded pixie corpses might still contain enough essence. With one of the broken lantern casements... Yes, I think I'll be able to craft one more lantern. And with a slight modification of the casting gesture, it might be able to wield the shadows instead of repelling them. Though, Mistress' eyes may be upon me. She'd forbid me dabbling with such magic. She'd want it destroyed. Wasted, arguably.
Forget what Mistra wants. Think about yourself and what Lady Shah's power could do for you, Gale. Make the lantern. Spread her will.
Can't give up now.
The circle's power remains.
No one back home will ever believe this.
If Mistra were here, I don't think she'd be best pleased with me for doing that. She was always rather fond of pixies. Still, I'm sensing no signs of any divine retribution incoming. Not quite sure what to make of that. Certainly seems that way, doesn't it? And I suspect that suits her rather well for the time being. So long as I have her mission ahead of me, I suspect she'll not want to distract me with any undue moralizing. It may not be the most savory kind of magic, but it will taste sweet enough if it brings us to the heart of the Absolute in one piece. Quite the pair of legs you've got on you to make that kind of leap. No, Mistra wouldn't have issued an order like that if she was content for it to be ignored. She meant it. Perhaps so much so that she's willing to overlook transgressions like this. Now come, best keep moving. We have many more shadows to face before we reach the heart of the Absolute.
Still breathing, despite everything.
A seat that has seen many occupants, none of their own volition, and none in comfort.
Have a lot on my mind and, well, in it. A couple turns should